Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Debbie if we've not met before, or welcome back. So today's video is going to be the second part of my first impressions, if that makes sense, of this little stack from Melt, the blueprint stack. So I've already done a blue inspired look, so all the 4 blues from the palette. I'll link that up in the cards for you if you want to check it out. But today's video is going to be more focused on the neutrals in the palette. So I'll show you the blues just quickly so that you can see there's 4 shades, and if you're not familiar with Melt stacks, I'm sure most of you know of them at least. They come apart like magnets like that, and you can rearrange them however you like. There's 4 in the stack. You've got a mirror in the top, and then that's the 4 blue shades, which I've already done a look with, as I say. So we're not going to be focusing on those today. We're going to be focusing more on the brown shades that are in the palette. So we've got this one here has got a matte called Hammered and then a shimmer called Nailed. So Hammered is the darker shade of the two, which is the matte one there. And it's the only matte of the 4 neutral colours. And then these 2 shimmers, we've got Hot Wire and Beaming. And for neutrals, they're pretty unusual. They've got a bit of a shift in them. So I think they're going to make a really pretty look on the eyes. The only thing I would have liked is another sort of blending out colour, because that dark brown is a very dark brown. So I might just bring something a little bit neutral, camely coloured, just to blend out, just to make my life a little bit easier in the look. But other than that, I'm going to stick to these 4 and create a bit of an eye look just to show you basically the application of them, how good they are, and then wrap up my thoughts on the 2 together as such. So if that sounds good to you, then please keep watching. So I've done my face makeup already to save a bit of time, and I'm just going to go in with the MAC Painterly Paint Pot on my lids, and I probably will lightly set that just to help with the blend, because I always find I have an easier time using neutrals if I've got a set base. And from using the blue shade, the matte from the blue side of this stack, I've found them to be ultra pigmented, so I don't think I'm going to have any problem with pigmentation. In that video I did my eye makeup first and then my face, and I did get considerable fallout, so it was probably a good move. But today I'd done my face makeup and then decided I wanted to play with this palette again, so we will see how that goes. Just to start off my look and sort of set my lids and my crease area, I've got a real old school product here. I've got Creme Brulee from Makeup Geek. Do you guys remember Makeup Geek? Well, they're still around, but everybody would feature them on their channels all the time. You don't really see many people talk about Makeup Geek anymore. But I still love their shadows. I've got a palette here of shadows. I need to fill the middle line still, but they're all my Makeup Geeks, and I do reach into them a fair bit just for basics, for neutral looks. They do have some colours as well. I love the kind of more neutrally toned. So that's a bit darker than my skin tone, but I've gone all the way over my lids because the shimmers will cover that anyway, so I've sort of used that to just set everywhere really and give me a bit more chance at blending. And now I'm going to go in with Hammered, which is the dark brown matte there. I'm going to run that through my crease. Just backwards and forwards and sort of circular motions, just to start getting a blend going. I find that's one thing, these are ultra pigmented, but they do take a bit of, I don't know if the word spreading out is the right way to put it, but getting them to diffuse out and blend takes a little while. But once you've done that, they do blend nicely. They're just, I think it's because there's a high level of pigmentation in there. That's maybe why, but I'm just going to do the same thing on the other eye. I'm not looking to do anything particularly revolutionary. I just wanted to, rather than just swatch out the shades and sort of show you them, I wanted to show you them on the eyes, which is obviously where everybody's going to use them. So that's the the important part for me. And as there's only 4 shades, I can incorporate all 4 of these into a lot, or 4 shades in this side. So I've got this stack, and I've also got the Lovesick stack. She's got purples and it's got a purple, a sort of interesting grey tone, a red, and then a more creamy peachy sort of shimmer shade, and all of them are beautiful. I think they're more my natural colours than using the blue shades, although the look I created with the blue shades I was super happy with. So I'm not getting much fallout at all from this shade. If you do watch my other video, you'll see how much fallout I've got. It was ridiculous, it was just all over my cheeks. But I'm using a slightly different kind of application style here than I was really doing there, because I was packing a lot more rather than blending as I go. So this time, because I'd already done my face, I'm building it up and I'm getting a lot of pigment, but I'm blending as I go, and I think taking very little on the brush at a time is definitely helping. Oh, this one isn't so fallout prone, one or the other. With the look I did previously, I kept everything a bit more of a graphic shape, and this time I wanted to do something blown out and a bit more grungy with the matte. Just going to go back into Creme Brulee and just use that as a blending shade. Okay, for my lids, I'm going in with the NYX Glitter Primer as usual. I say as usual, as normal. I don't always use it, but generally I do. Okay, I think I'm going to do a bit of a halo eye today. I just decided as I was going along. So I think I'm going to take that shade, which is Hot Wire, in the outer corners, inner and outer corner, should I say, and then take that one sort of more towards the middle, and then finish with this shade in the centre. That's the plan. That's super pretty. It's like caramelly, mustardy gold. It's really hard to define, like an old bronzy, goldy shade. I don't think, although I've got quite a lot of neutrals, that I've got anything quite this tone, so I'm not going to close off the top of this halo eye. I'm pretty much going to leave it open, like I'm not going to take the shimmers over the middle. I'm going to just leave that open at the top. So then in with the shade Nailed, I only want a little touch of that just at the edges really. And that's got a different undertone to it than the other one, and although it looks deeper in the palette, it is actually, I think, a bit lighter. And then in the centre, as I say, I'm going to go in with Beaming. And that's really pretty, because there's a bit of a shift in that one from sort of a peach to a pale gold, so it's super pretty. I think what I'll do with that as well is just bring a little bit into my lower lash line there with that. I'm just going to go back into my crease just to make sure that that shimmer is not going too high, so I'm just going to diffuse that out just a little bit, kind of almost bringing the matte back over that shimmer. I want to keep the focus of the shimmers in the halo just on the lids rather than ending up getting up too high into my brow or my crease. For my waterline, I'm just going to go in with a black, which I don't do too often. That's Perversion Liner by Urban Decay. Okay, so that's looked to this point. I'm going to hop off camera, just do some liner on my lids, not a wing, but just a trace over the top of my lids. Put my mascara on and lipstick for the look, and I'll be right back with you with the finished look and just to wrap up my thoughts on the shades that I've used in this one. Okay, so here's the finished look, guys. I really love how it turned out. I do love neutrals, I just don't feature them very often on my channel. I know my channel is mostly all about colour, so I thought it'd be nice to do a neutral look. And the shades in this palette are a little bit more interesting in tone than your average neutrals. Like, if you look at those shimmers on the eyes, they're just stunning, and they're easy to get a blend from one shimmer to the next to sort of make it flow and look like almost molten metal on your eyes. So I always pretty much go in with glitter glue these days, and I think that definitely helps to get that more foiled intensity. I did spray the shadow when I'm going to put it there, because I don't like to put glitter glue there, and it's not as intense there. So I think if you're going to buy this stack or any from Melt, then glitter glue definitely brings out the wow factor in the shimmers. The mattes blend super nice. I think doing the sort of very little at a time and blending it avoided the fallout that I suffered really badly with the dark blue. But dark blues and blacks just have a lot more fallout, I think, than browns anyway. This is definitely more beginner friendlier colour. So I think if you're the sort of person that wants to branch out into colour, then I think this would be a good place to start, particularly if you want to try Melt's formula, because you've got the neutrals for every day, and then you could bring a pop of blue into your look, and then when you're ready to expand a little bit more, you could go all out with the blues. So if you like blues or browns and you like them together or separately, then I think you would enjoy this palette. And I don't think for £40 it's a bad buy at all. I said that in my initial first impressions using the blue side. You know, for 8 shadows, and they're split pans, but they're still pretty big. I don't think, you know, it's going to take a long time for you to get through those. And it's a nice little storable format, very small, with the little mirror in the top as well. They're pretty robust as well. I've heard a lot of people say about Melt that they're quite a crumbly formula. The only one that I found to be a little bit more fragile was the pale blue, I think it was Skylight. Yeah, Skylight. So that one was slightly more crumbly in texture, but still beautiful on the eyes, but probably would be a bit more fragile for travel, etc. But other than that, the others, I would be comfortable taking these travelling, wouldn't have a problem with that. And as I say, I think there's some warm and toasty caramel tones, and there's some cool tones, and combined together you've got quite a variety of looks you can make from this little stack. So I'm really happy with it, and I would totally recommend, if you want to get into Melt shadows, this is a good place to start. I don't think you'd regret picking it up if you like the shades. So paired with it, I went with a Melt lipstick as well, and I love the colour of this one. So it's like, I don't know, it's like a grey-y, it's definitely got grey undertones, almost a green undertone in it. It's very unusual colour for a neutrally brown lipstick. I haven't got anything else like it, and it's a bit of a weird thing to say, but they taste really nice. They're like that sort of candy kind of taste to them, and they go on super creamy, and they last pretty well for a bullet lipstick, but because they are quite creamy and comfortable on the lips, they do fade probably quicker obviously than a liquid lipstick would do. But you know, for a bullet lipstick, they've got reasonable staying power. And I just love the no fuss packaging. There's nothing like special about the packaging as such, but it's quality. It feels like heavy and nice. It doesn't feel like cheap plastic. It's just simple and does the job. And as I say, the lipstick shades that they do are really unique in tone as well. So I picked this up at the same time as I picked up the palette in a bit of a larger haul from Beauty Bay. So that's where I source my Melt products from. So hope you enjoyed seeing a bit more of a neutral look being created. And if you're into neutrals and you're new to my channel, then it isn't what I usually do, because if I do neutrals, I tend to incorporate some colour, but I think I've still managed to create quite a dramatic and impactful look without doing that today. So I've really enjoyed playing just in the neutral side. So if you are new, as I said, I'd love it if you would subscribe and see what else I've got to offer. I do a lot of colourful makeup looks, I do hauls, I do first impressions. I'm not always the first to market with those first impressions, but I try and be as thorough as I can and try to create some eye looks that are a little bit out of the box with the way that I pair colour normally. So if you're down for that, I'd love to have you. If you've liked the video, then please give it a like and comment down below. Would you, if you're a colourful makeup wearer, would you try something a bit more on the neutral side like this? Does this appeal to you? Let's just chat makeup. You know I love to do that. So but that's about all I've got for you today. Well, it's all I've got for you today. So have a lovely day or night wherever you are, guys, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's video. Bye.